Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another book review. Thank you for tuning in. What if turning a page could get you arrested? Today, we're opening Banned Book Club by Hyun Sook and Ryan Estrada with art by Hyung-Ju Ko. This is a YA graphic memoir set in 1983 South Korea, where first year university life collides with tear gas, secret meetings, and the simple, radical act of reading. So I'll show you or tell you about how humor, young love, and family moments cut through the darkness, why the art feels so immediate, and how a hidden book club becomes a doorway to courage. So, hello, I'm Barry. This is Soul Book Club, and today's book is the young adult graphic memoir Banned Book Club. It's by Kim Hyun Sook, Ryan Estrada, and illustrator Hyung-Ju Ko. So Kim Hyun Suk was born in Changwon in South Korea, and she recounts her gripping experiences as a university student in the 1980s when she joined a banned book club while studying English language and literature. The memoir captures her defiance of state censorship under the authoritarian Chun Doo-hwan regime through the simple yet powerful act of reading. And this is Kim's first book, though she has written or co written comics for websites such as The Nib and Oh Joy Sex Toy, and has collaborated on Adventure Time Comics. She now runs a new banned book club in Busan, where she lives with her husband, Ryan Estrada, who's the author of Poor Craft, Wish Were Here, Learn to Read Korean in 15 Minutes, and many more. And Estrada, who began submitting work to newspapers at the age of 6, was eventually hired by one at 16, and he charmingly describes the best thing he ever did as marrying Kim Hyun Sook. So, how does the story begin, and what's the political context of the story being told here? So, the story begins in 1983. So, this is 3 years into the presidency of former Army General Chun Doo-hwan, and 3 years after the Gwangju uprising and massacre. We meet Kim Hyun Suk, a young woman eager to start her first year at university, while her parents, who run a struggling restaurant, feel conflicted about her attending. They want her to have opportunities they never had, yet they worry about money, and most of all, the danger of her becoming involved in the student protests sweeping the country. On her first day, as her bus arrives at campus, she witnesses groups of students shouting, "Step down, President Chun," against the rows of riot police. Almost immediately, she finds herself caught up in a violent clash, tear gas and all. A very stark introduction to the political turmoil shaping her student life. So, what is her university experience like at this time of social unrest, and where does the banned book club come into the story? So, against the backdrop of this authoritarian regime, Kim's story reveals how life gradually changes for ordinary people living under oppression. At university, she learns of a secret banned book club where students gather to discuss works censored by the government. These are books such as The Scarlet Letter, The Motorcycle Diaries, and Counter Revolutionary Violence. And through the club, she meets passionate student protesters and begins to understand and eventually embrace their cause, even as fear and the threat of consequences loom large. Over time, the meetings grow increasingly dangerous. Police crack down on protests, and several friends and club members are captured, interrogated, and tortured. Despite the sense of futility surrounding their struggle, the book club becomes the spark that opens Kim's eyes to the power of ideas and resistance. Sounds like this could be an extremely bleak story. Are there any rays of lights in this book shining through the darkness? So there are a lot of dark elements, but the tone of Banned Book Club overall is ultimately one of celebrating life. So rather than dwelling in despair over police brutality or oppression, Kim's story is infused with humor and heart, capturing young love, budding romance, and the small, relatable details of family life. And this lighter approach reflects its young adult audience, making complex and serious subjects such as totalitarianism and censorship more accessible and engaging for younger readers. So, what about the artwork? What style do the artists use to tell their story of university life in the 1980s? So, I am absolutely not an expert on manhwa art. But to me, anyway, Banned Book Club feels like an authentic representation of the style. The illustrations are expressive and bold and engaging, and they seem to capture the full range of emotions experienced by the characters. So whether it's fear or joy, and they bring the story vividly to life. So overall, the artwork is extremely effective, and it enhances both the drama and the heart of the memoir. And so, if a story about reading as resistance speaks to you, add Banned Book Club to your list and tell me in the comments, would you have joined the Banned Book Club? And if this helps you decide what to read, like the video, subscribe for more reviews of Korean Lit, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll be back in the next review.